Okay, there's a couple things I want to get into, but I'll start with this comment right here. Velo3158 says also Castle can't shoot. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I saw one of your other tweets, and this was actually something I wanted to send to Ethan, but I didn't send to him because I wanted to wait until we talked about it here. And I'm just going to give the floor to you, Lou. Who was the in first place in the NBA 3-point combine shooting drill?
He won a star
Stephon
drill.
Castle.
Yeah,
Right.
he won the star drill. Is the jumper perfect? No. But when I see Stephon Castle, personally, I think at the bare minimum he's going to be Josh Hart. And say what you want, but Josh Hart is winning the Knicks plenty of playoff games right now. He's a do-it-all combo wing who can play the one. I think his rebounding is going to explode in the NBA. I wouldn't surprise me to see him average 7, 8 rebounds a game. Wouldn't surprise me to see him average 5, 6 assists a game with like 12 points. Yeah, his shooting is not there yet, but if you have the best rim protector in basketball and you pair him up with an elite A to A plus already perimeter defender, like, correct me if I'm wrong, the Spurs defensively last year were not very good. Only when Wemby was on the floor were they somewhat salvageable. Give Wemby the pieces to have to work less on defense too. You want to see Wemby explode offensively? Sometimes that's just as simple as giving him somebody who can chase the best perimeter player around and contain drives. And Stephon Castle will do that better than anybody. Donovan Clingan was sensational this year for UConn, especially guarding the rim. Man, did Stephon Castle make his job easy. I'm just saying he was forcing people exactly to Clingan with their offhands, had to finish over two. He was directly on the hip. All those kinds of things. The way UConn had success, the Spurs can imitate that with Vic because Vic is better than Clingan as a rim protector already. Like the shooting is something that is so fascinating because I think it's so fixable. We've seen so many prospects come into the league and just improve on their jumper. It's literally a repetition thing. I saw it last year. Nikola Jovic with the Miami Heat shot 26% from three. This year he shot 44%, was our second best 3-point shooter. Repetitions mean a lot. His form isn't as ugly as some people say, especially off the dribble. He has a very nice midi. His like 14, 13 feet rise up is really, really nice. It looks fluid. His free throw doesn't look bad. I'm just a believer in I think don't look at what a prospect can do. Just look at what they can do. Because I think if you take Castle at 4, you can find shooters later on, especially at like 35, where it'll make his job easier. And Devin Vassell can shoot pretty good, can't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Victor can shoot too. He projects to be better. Victor, if I'm being honest, Victor had upside as a shooter, but he wasn't a very efficient shooter coming from France. It's don't look at the percentages. Just trust the player's work ethic. Stephon Castle could have gone to any college he wanted to, and he chose UConn without any commitment from the coach to get minutes. And he went into a room with Diarra. He went into a room with Tristan Newton. He went into a room with a 5-year transfer in Cam Spencer. And he said, I'm going here because I want to win. Excuse me, pardon me. I'm taking the guy who wants to win and has all kinds of physical tools, skills, strength, agility, everything all the intangibles in a player he has. Give me that at 4 and I'll take the upside at 8.
Yeah, first of all, I want to talk about the Josh Hart comp because as you're saying this, I'm just getting flashbacks of Josh Hart on that Villanova team. And I can I totally see what you're getting at there. And another thing, you're talking about percentages. Ethan, I think this graphic might like go over your face. So
That's fine.
Sorry about that.
The moneymaker. That's okay.
It's literally right over your face, Ethan. But as you can see here, and this is a comparison between Rob Dillingham and Tyrese Maxey's stats. And I know we were talking about, Stephon Castle, but look at Tyrese Maxey's 3-point percentage. 29.2. Like, is Tyrese Maxey a terrible shooter? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no, and players can improve. This isn't the final version of them. But it's nice to see a player's work ethic. And, UConn came off of winning a championship and Stephon Castle wasn't guaranteed any playing time. And what did he do? He went there. Not only did he get playing time, he was one of their most impactful players and decided to come out, I just don't see any way he misses, to be very honest. I think I have him graded number 2 on my board. So if you guys take him at 4, I think that's a steal.
Is there, because some of the mock drafts that we've been looking at for our channel, he's kind of been, what do you think, Jude? Like anywhere from 7 to like 11. Like he's not really that high. So do you think there's a potential we could maybe snag him
Well,
at 8?
Well, that's the
If
funny thing, because
yeah,
and sorry to interrupt, but just like on the Ringers draft board, he's been 1-3 like the whole time, but on a bunch of others, he's lower in the lottery.
I think I think this is a draft class where you stick and you pick who you want because
Mm,
there is so much movement. I've seen classes that have Reese Shea 1. I've seen mock drafts that have him 10, 9 recently. I've seen other players. Terrence Shannon Jr. is on NBA DraftNet's top 5. He's 43 for like Kevin O'Connor. Like I'm, basically when I say that, what I say is stick and pick where you want him. Don't worry about trying to get cute and perfect and trying to take him a little later. If you fully, if you know, if the
mm,
Spurs fully were okay with taking him at 4, you guys should not be upset because you saw him in a mock 9 to 11. Because I think when the draft comes around, I think the only pick we know is that Alex Sarr is probably going to be number 1, just because that's what everybody's been pushing. Aside from that, you know, by all means, whatever happens, happens. Like it's going to be just a total like roll of the dice for every pick.
mm. I like these fan fiction scenarios, so I'm going to give you one more.
Oh
Let's
yeah.
let's say that we get Castle at 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't need a point guard, right, Jude? We get Rob Dillingham at 8.
Oh
Like
my goodness.
you said, Castle can play wing too. Is there a
Yes.
world where it would be successful for the lineup to be Rob and then Devin, Castle, Jeremy Sohan, Victor Wembanyama?
Absolutely. Like there's no question in my mind.
Mm,
Put Castle on the best um offensive player on the other team, hide Dillingham, let Castle play off the ball, do all the intangible things he was doing anyways this year. The extra possessions offensively, secondary playmaker, play off the catch, off of closeouts, operate some side pick and rolls with Wemby if off of a swing or something. Yeah, like that, and that's the beauty of taking Castle at 4. I think it can fully open up your board at 8. You can take whoever you want. I think there
mm,
is no player who should be off your board if you take somebody like Castle at 4. Because if you want another wing, you can take another wing. If
mm,
if I don't know if you guys are like big Ron Holland fans, but if you want Ron Holland or if you want Matas or if you want Dalton Connect at 8, then by all means Cody Williams, then by all means you can take some of these guys. If you want to go with a big, you can take Klingon. You
mm.
can't. I'm just saying, like theoretically, Collier, McCain, whoever it may be, whoever you really want at 8, you can take him. Castle doesn't prevent you because he's not going to log jam you at any position because he's very versatile between those 1 through 3 spots.
It's funny you mentioned that because I was just looking at his measurements a little bit, just out of curiosity. Measured at 6'5.5", but has a 6'9" wingspan as
Mm-hmm.
well. But also from what I saw from his tape at UConn, I mean, I definitely see the versatility. I saw him, orchestrating sets, and then I also saw him like catching lobs. You know what I mean? And then obviously all of the defensive stuff that you mentioned. That's obviously the thing that stands out with him.